it is a very important time for both Republicans and Democrats when it comes to who will control the Senate in the new term. And we are all looking at Georgia. Republicans are looking at Georgia, Democrats are looking at Georgia, and these two final runoff votes, elections between Jon Ossoff and David Perdue, the GOP incumbent, and Kelly Loeffler and Reverend Raphael Warnock. Neither of them got more than 50%. It goes to a runoff. Early voting is starting December 14th, for those who didn't know. And it is frightening Republicans who should have this safely in the bag, but don't. And Ronna McDaniel, the chair of the RNC, went to Georgia to sort of rally support for Loeffler and Perdue. She flailed as she sought to persuade Republicans to vote in the Georgia Senate runoff elections, telling voters seemingly resigned to loss amid false beliefs about election fraud peddled by President Donald Trump that, quote, it's not decided what the outcome will be for the GOP contenders in the Peach State. So let's just listen to this SOT and you'll get a better idea of what happened.
Switching the votes, and we should go there in crazy numbers, and they should have won, but then they still.
Yeah, we have to. We didn't see that in the audit, so we've got to just that evidence I haven't seen. So we'll wait and see on that.
How are we going to do money and work when it's already decided?
It's not decided. This is the key.
No,
it's not decided.
So the important thing to point out there is someone in the crowd actually asked the chairwoman, why should we vote in this election when it's already been decided? That is the impression that a lot of Republican voters have here in this state because of President Trump's consistent and overwhelming criticism of the way the election was run.
Yeah, it's already decided, pack it in, whatever, right? So a woman in the crowd says, how are we gonna work and unite when it's already decided, when we know that votes are, or we believe that voting is fraudulent and that our president has not been reelected. So Republicans are caught between their own lies, and now they need these same voters to turn out for them in this special election. Brett, what are they doing?
I love it so much. This is so tasty. Guys, Republican Trump supporters that watch the damage report, let's just have a moment. Ronna, ignore her. She is part of the establishment. So Loeffler, Perdue, they're part of the establishment. Look who has a job still. They're incumbent senators, Kelly and David, still have a job. Who doesn't have a job anymore due to fraud and rigged elections? Donald Trump. Look who else has a job. Matt frickin' Gaetz, Rubio, Cruz, all of them kept their stupid jobs. They used you.
Yes.
They are so happy that they got to stay in power, and they're very grateful that you came out in droves to support them. But she's the head of the Republican National Committee, Ronna is. She doesn't want Trump around because Trump bucks the establishment, man. Yeah. All she wants is your votes on paper. So she can do what? Get Trump back in office? No, she knows that's already decided because Kemp already stole it from you. And Raffensperger and the whole disgust and cabal of them. And so what you need to do is write Trump's name as big, as bold as possible on your, they're not even gonna give, look, this is how rigged it is. You're gonna go into the election, and you know how we've all said, you gotta write Trump's name in. They got rid of the write-in option on the ballot. That's what's happened now. There isn't even a place to write Trump's name in on the ballot. You don't believe me? Go vote, go in there. And what I need you to do is take your ballot and shove it in the face of the poll worker. Spit on it first, because COVID's a myth. Rub it in their face and say, where's my write-in option?
Yes.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Take your big crayon, scrub all the names out and write DJT. Brilliant.
Donald Genius Trump.
Brett's long ironic tirade is actually not too far off from what the president himself is asking to be done in the state of Georgia. He tweeted, "Why won't Governor Brian Kemp, the hapless governor of Georgia, use his emergency powers, which can be easily done, to overrule his obstinate Secretary of State and do a match of signatures on envelopes? It will be a, quote, gold mine of fraud and we will easily win the state." So Trump not giving up on the fact that he's lost Georgia and calling for something clearly illegal to be done is distracting from the broader Republican goal of winning the Senate. I mean, and Mitch McConnell's goal of trying to be the obstructionist he was always born to be, that he's been being for a very long time. Because again, I mean, Brett, you're ironically right. Like, they don't really care about Loeffler and Perdue. They want Trump, and Trump is out. Trump is still focused on himself. He's too focused on himself to be focused and the fraud of the election and undermining it in any way possible. So it absolutely makes sense that there would be low voter turnout, or that this would suppress Republican voter turnout in the special election if people don't believe in elections anymore.
Yeah, I mean, my full analysis is there were plenty of people in suburbs who were like, I like my Republican Congress people, and I don't like Donald Trump. It's just a bridge too far for my delicate Southern sensibility. I like my racism veiled, like my virgin brides. So there's that. But so they're going to go back. I foresee a bloodbath in Georgia. I think Loeffler and Perdue are going to get reelected very easily. But I will fan these flames as hard as I can in order to get people to stay home. And I think the only argument that we can have against Loeffler and Perdue are these insider trading arguments that are insane. There's an amazing ad from the Midas Touch that's called "Nobody Likes Kelly," and it's clips of Matt Gaetz, Doug Collins, Jeanine Pirro, Tucker Carlson going ham on Loeffler for her insider trading scandals. That if you want to talk about a populist movement in the Republican Party, you can't make that argument with her, because her husband owns the New York Stock Exchange. Like, that's a thing. He does that. Like, he owns it. And
I didn't even know there was an owner.
Oh, exactly. I hate to quote. Like Bill Maher was even like, that sounds like something from an Adam Sandler movie, but it's actually real. You can own the New York Stock Exchange, and he does. And all these arguments from, like, I don't know, this is a bit of a tangent, but like from Ted Cruz tweeting like, we're the party of working people, the Republicans are. It's like, no, and then I think Ken Klippenstein responded by saying like, your wife is the managing director of Goldman Sachs.
Yep.
I hate to break it to you, but to get back to this, like, I think that it's going to be very difficult for Ossoff and Warnock to win. They're going to make religious arguments about Warnock being a pro-choice reverend and how that is worse than being a pro-choice secular person. And the only way to fight back is these insider trading things where they let people die as they got rich.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a bloodbath, but I also think that Georgia going blue is incredibly invigorating for, young people who've been voting for the first time, for people of color and working people who've been long forgotten in Georgia. So I do think it'll be really close and it'll be tough, but I'm interested to see what happens. Meanwhile, I just want to mention that Trump's tweets are not without consequences, and the fact that he has been going after the Secretary of State in Georgia, Raffensperger, has led to death threats. More troubling to Raffensperger were the many threats he and his wife Trisha have received over the past few weeks. A break and enter at another family's home. All of it has prompted him to accept a state security detail. And then he says, quote, if Republicans don't start condemning this stuff, then I think they're really complicit in it. It's time to stand up and be counted. Are you gonna stand for righteousness? Are you gonna stand for integrity? Are you gonna stand for the wild mob? You wanted to condemn the wild mob when it's on the other side, on the left side. What are you gonna do when it's on our side?
No, it's great. It's amazing. Like, as a progressive, this is how I'm used to the establishment treating me. It's weird that the base of the Republican Party was indulged for so long before someone was like, eh. Now, my arguments are more like, hey, maybe we should give small businesses money to get through this crisis. Maybe that's something that we should do. And their arguments are like, democracy, who gives a damn? Like the base of the Republican Party is in crazy town. But like, this is how I'm used to establishment figures talking to me. Now, Raffensperger has 2 more years on his term. So he's like, I'm just gonna ride it out. I'm not gonna do anything. Does Trump think that Kemp doesn't know what the Georgia Secretary of State can and cannot do? Because he used to be that. Kemp was the Secretary of State, right. And Kemp knows exactly what kind of voter suppression you can legally engage in.
Yes.
Because he wiped 300,000 people from the voter rolls, but you gotta do your homework early. That's what's so frustrating about Trump, is like the entire Republican establishment is like, we turned this paper in 5 years ago. Why are you flailing now? Same thing happened in Pennsylvania. They just had a huge lawsuit thrown out in Pennsylvania because they're trying to fight against a 2019 law in 2020, and the judge is like, you should have done this in 2019. Now it just seems like you lost an election and you're looking for old reasons to turn in.
Yes.
The Republicans are good at this. They are very successful at this. Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, or Michigan, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, all of those states, Democratic state legislatures received more votes in those states, but they are Republican-controlled state legislatures because the Republicans do their work ahead of time.
Yep,
and they
reap
the benefits.
Yeah, no, exactly. Karl Rove is just like, look, I swear we're good at rigging. We're great at voter suppression. We're super good at voter purging. We're great at gerrymandering. This is not us. This is bad. So yeah, you're absolutely right. They're like, we've done this before. We know how to do this, and they kind of messed up. This ain't us. I mean, that's what I think. I think Cheney is sitting there. He's having no heart attacks because he doesn't have a heart anymore. But he's there. He's getting verklempt, or not. He's getting upset because he's like, I could have done this so much better. But no, and now we're off to the runoffs.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.